And today we are going to discuss one more important topic, that is asynchronous way of calling Apex. So what is asynchronous Apex? So asynchronous Apex means running your code in a different thread to achieve parallel processing. So if you know, in this Apex is like a multi-tenant environment. We have enforced with some governing limits. So for example, here I'm showing like a parallel processing. So that means in a sync way, if you have suppose three records, after processing first record it will process second record. After second record it will go for third record. But in whereas in async process, what it will do, it will create a threads, thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. If you want to process these three records at a time, you can able to create parallelly three threads, and same time these three records will going to be processed. So by using this approach, you can able to process more records parallel simultaneously. So this I think Apex will be very helpful when you have huge records. You want to process huge number of records without impacting the governing limits and in a quicker way. So usually we will use async Apex. So what are the different async ways of calling Apex? So we have future methods. So you have a batch Apex, you have a queuable Apex, you have a schedule Apex. So when we need to use which one? So future. So for example, if you want to make some call outs to the external system like a REST API, so usually we will use future methods. So these future methods will not return any return type. So that means you will fire and you will forget that one. So it will run in their own thread, do not start until resources are available. So this usually we are using for the web service call out. Batch Apex. If you want to run a large number of batch jobs that are executing normal processing limits, so that means, for example, if you want to update a huge number of records like a million records, you want to delete it. So usually what we will do, we will use the batch Apex. Batch Apex, what it will do, it will the whole number of records, it will divide it into smaller chunks. So the smaller chunks usually, if you didn't give any limit, so what it will do, it will process with that 200 records. If you want to give your chunk, you can able to provide that. So for example, if you want to do some data cleaning or archiving the records, so usually we will use the batch Apex. Queuable Apex. So these queuable Apex also same like a future methods, but if in the future methods you cannot able to chain different future methods. That means after completing one record, if you want, based on the some input from the future method, if you want to chain one more future method, it's not possible because it is not giving, not going to give any return type. It's a void. But whereas in the queuable job, when you queue the job, so it is going to give the job ID. So based on the job ID, you can able to queue one more. So if you queuable Apex, you will use if you want to do some long running operations, complex operations. So in this case, we will use the queuable Apex. Schedule Apex. Schedule Apex means, for example, you want to run some Apex job. So during particular time, like every month first day, or every month last day, or at the end of every year. So what we can do, we can able to schedule your Apex job. So based on the date, uh, month, year, time, so it will going to be executed automatically. So like a daily or weekly task. So these are the different ways how we can able to call Apex, asynchronous Apex. So based on the requirement, we need to decide whether you have to use the future methods, whether you have to use the batch Apex or queuable Apex or schedule Apex. So today we are going to see batch Apex, how we can able to use the batch Apex. So I have these accounts. These accounts I have more than some around 2000 records I have. So I want to update this billing address from Austin to some other. So what I did, see, I written one Apex class, so which implements database.batchable. This is interface. So this interface means it will have a methods, unimplemented methods. So this interface have three methods, that is start, execute and finish. So these three methods you have to be implement. But within the body, the start, what it will do, it will accept two parameters, two types actually, database dot query locator, or you can able to use the iteratable object. So it will have a database dot contextable bc. So what this will do, I'm trying to get the records, select id, name from the billing city, from the account. The get query locator will give a whole account records. So for example, if I got 2000 records, this execute will, this will call one time, this finish also will going to call one time, but this execute will call multiple times. For example, I have 2000 records, means this will call 2000 divided by 200, that means 10 times this execute will call. So if I have a system.debug statement, this is going to call 10 times. So here what I'm doing, every 200 records I'm getting, right? So I'm iterating over it, I'm getting the account object, I'm updating billing city to some Texas. So this finish method, what we will do, we will going to use for sending some email notification. So like a job is completed, like that we want to. So let me execute this one. So how to call this batch apex means, I will go to anonymous window. So this batch job is going to give the batch instance id database dot execute batch, and you need to create a new instance of this class by using new operator account batch apex, and I will going to execute this one. So once I execute this one, I can able to go here, batch processing, it's processing. I can able to see here also, see it's updating, it's updated to Texas. So it updated to Texas. So if I go to here, it's process 2, batch 2, process 2 batches are processed. Total number of batches is 11, and it got 2 batches are processed. If I refresh again, 11 got processed. So that means it has total 11 into 11 batches, means 11 into 200. So this many records are there. So this is processed in 11 batches. So this is completed, and it given the job ID also. So this is how we can able to call. If I go to logs also, I can able to see here, this is start method. So here logs also I can able to see the total, actually it have 2013 records. So 2013 records, how it divided, uh, uh, 2000 records divided into 10 chunks, and remaining 13 is executing in the other chunk. So that's why 11 jobs are created. So this is how we can able to perform any like a huge number of records we have. If you want to doing without affecting your governing limits, so we can able to use the batch apex. So in later session we will see how to use the future method, and how to use the queuable, and how to schedule your job. Later session we are going to discuss these things.